And then I trained in the United States, and, I had to decide, who do I want to be? And I decided they're so much cooler than these Americans. I'm just going to speak broken English like them to make sure that everyone knows I'm with them, not with these candy ass pussies in the United States. All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, we're actually going to do this. I cannot believe I'm doing this video. But yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to talk about Mackenzie Dern's accent, because here's the thing. Someone sent me this video that I'm going to watch with you. I'm sure some of you have probably seen it. It's really old. I had never seen it. And it shows the evolution of her accent. And it's as weird as it sounds. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and you're just someone who watches all my videos, this is probably sounding pretty weird, right? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, at this point, this probably sounds pretty weird. But for those of you who know, you already know. And I would assume that what you're thinking in your head is like, oh man, how hard is he going to go in this video? Well, here's the thing. I think that this means something a little bit different than everybody else does. Sorry, I never even finished the thought. So some people have pointed out that Mackenzie Dern, who grew up in the United States speaking absolutely 100% perfect English, seemed to develop the English speech pattern of someone who is trying to learn English while being originally from another country, specifically in this case, Brazil. Like her English is just deteriorated in a way where you're like, what is happening? Matter of fact, in one of the fights, apparently she used I just saw it. She used a translator, and Rogan said in an interview subsequently, he's like, okay, I have spoken to her. She speaks English like I do. Why are we doing a translator? What on earth are we doing? I know she speaks perfect English, and he never got an explanation on that. So yeah, I mean, look, do I know exactly why she did this? No. I do know one thing, though, that I will tell you about it. One thing that I would say is pretty much for sure, right? And we'll get into it. But before I do, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. Now, two things. I talked about Mackenzie Dern on Twitter this weekend, and you don't know that. And let me tell you why you don't know that. You don't know that because I'm shadow banned on Twitter, okay? Now, when I used to have an account that was just my own personal account, any of you guys who are familiar with the kinds of ideas that I have about common sense things, I'm sure you can imagine how long I lasted interacting with people on Twitter. It was like, geez, I post this and I'm getting 300 likes and 200 comments, and then all of a sudden I'm getting 2. I've always heard there's this thing called a shadow ban. I wonder if that's what happened overnight after I said something about a politician that I will not name in this video. Anyway, so if you would like to see the things that as a matter of fact, why don't you guys do me a solid, go follow me on Twitter. And then also, but here's the thing, I go hard on Instagram. Like I put good content on Instagram, and I think I might be shadow banned there too. So go follow me on Instagram also. But anyway, real quick on before we get into the accent stuff, I posted on my Twitter, if I were Mackenzie Dern's dad, I would be so proud of her right after the fight, right? Like literally right after the fight this weekend. That was the first thing I tweeted, because I was, when I hear girl training jiu-jitsu her whole life and then, transitions into mixed martial arts, superstar. Okay. Like obviously I'm not a jiu-jitsu master that could be teaching Giselle from when she's 0 years old, but Giselle trains and competes, loves jiu-jitsu, and is very, very talented. And so I watch her in tournaments and I watch her training, and I always think about what that would be like. And so when I watch a girl who's like, 20, whatever, young, and I think about her dad being cage shy, I'd always just think about that. I'm like, man, if that was my daughter and she fought the 5th round like that, like I'd be so proud of her, Like, yeah. All of you guys are like, wait, you weren't thinking that you wanted to fuck her? I don't know what it is. Every time I watch her, all I think about is how I want to have sex with her. Dude, I mean, you can probably like expand your mind, dude. You could think a chick's hot and also kind of like have ideas about other things about her life. Like she's got heart in the, in the cage. Get your head out of the gutter, you sleaze bags. What's wrong with you? That's someone's daughter. Anyway, but so, hypothetically, if I also thought to myself like, man, that is a spicy hot girl. And someone was like, you think so, huh? Yeah, dude. Look, I mean, something about a girl who can strangle a person to death really does it for me. And they're like, have you seen the stuff about her accent? About her accent? Yeah. Like Have you ever seen any of the like evolution of Mackenzie Dern accent stuff? Nope. And so they sent it to me, you know. That was in a group text. Like I wasn't like instigating this. This made it sound like I was like, Jesus, I'd love to melt an ice cube on her back. That's not how this went. I just made it sound like that. That's not how it went. But nonetheless, I did get this video that I'm about to show you, and it was the evolution of her accent. And gosh, it just gave me the heebie-jeebies. But let's watch it so at least we know what we're talking about, and then I will speak more to it. And I just want to say in advance of all of this, I am not trying to be disrespectful, okay? I could be like, if this was Fabia that did a thing like this, if there was a video like this of Fabia pretending that he doesn't speak English as he got older, I would fucking light his world up, dude. I would put his face in a pillow and I would turn him into my girlfriend, okay? Just so we're clear of what I could do with a video like this. I am being respectful, kind of. I probably just shouldn't even do this video. But anyway, let's watch this real quick. Ready? Boom.
I'm a blue belt underneath my dad, Megaton Diaz. And my background's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
My dad's reaction when I wanted to go into MMA was, you're too pretty. I don't want to see my daughter getting hit.
I think Jiu-Jitsu in Arizona is developing very rapidly. I think that we're growing. We're producing a lot of champions. And I think we're going to be one of the top states in the United States.
A lot of the training in Brazil is more like rolling. You know, you do a lot of just rolling in the classes. It's not as much a specific training as the United States. You do like 10 rounds, you know, in each training session, and it's just go, and the levels, it's a different level, you know.
Hey guys, I'm Mackenzie Dern. I'm here in Maine for the Origin Immersion Camp, and it's great. You know, we're about to go inside, and I'm going to show you guys some great techniques. Let's go check it out. Sometimes I'll be like all lazy in the training, and like my grips are weak, and I'll be like, oh, I don't really want to train, and he'll just like trying to make me go, and then like he'll say like, oh, someone's training harder than you right now somewhere in the world, and then I'll be like, oh man, I have to train harder.
And like back then you never fought any girls, but my first tournament I fought a girl and I lost. And like I was fighting and my dad told me to do something and I looked at him and then she took me down and then I cried and then I lost. And
so I think I was able to see outside. Sometimes you just need a break, you know? And I feel like maybe I was sad about the knee surgery, but maybe that's what I needed to bring me here, you know, to help me put to this level. You know, I was missing something. If I win, I know that I found this something, you know? And they treat me like a little sister, you know? So like they push me and kind of like mess me up a little bit, you know, but they like really care for me and to help me get better. So I'm like so comfortable there, and I know that I have like the Jiu-Jitsu community supporting me on this MMA transition.
Mackenzie, how's it been?
Yeah, it's been good. Like, I've been training hard, but also it's here for like vacation. So I had to pass like Christmas here and New Year's, and was eating like a lot of food, great food. So now it's kind of like a little bit hard to come back to the training for the European.
All right. Okay, so yeah. So again, jeez, man, I like that's hard to watch. It's like, and then the thing with the translator, it's like, okay, so here, you know what? Here's where I'm gonna start. Let's say hypothetically that they did it because it was like, this is a better branding story, right? Like this is better branding for her as a mixed martial arts fighter. Here's what I always think about, okay? She's training with her dad. Her dad's a coach. He knows she speaks English. He knows she speaks perfect English. Like, is she really doing that in front of her dad? Like, is she really just deteriorating as an English speaker in front of her dad? Or is this like a weird, totally ill-advised branding thing? Because, hey, I need a translator when you definitely don't need a translator is really a really bizarre thing to do. But if they're like, look, pretty girl from Brazil, and then, you know, we'll show you developing English as you develop as a fighter. I mean, I would have been like, yeah, listen, there's a reason why there are professionals who do this. That's a really stupid fucking idea, okay? Like, it's a really fucking stupid idea. What you should just do is be a pretty awesome jiu-jitsu practitioner that wins your fights and then speaks in English first and then speaks in Portuguese. And so everyone goes, oh shit, she could do it all. She could do it all, dude. She can submit your face. She can punch your face. She can speak English. She can speak Portuguese. She's got it all. And then the creeps are like, I want to melt an ice cube on her back. You know, like that. Just be what you actually are, right? You speak fluent Portuguese, speak fluent English. Just do that, right? So, I mean, benefit of the doubt. It's a work, you know. It's show business. Just no one who actually knows how to do this advised them on it, right? You know, that's possible. Because honestly, if that's not what it is, what is her dad like saying to her if she's just all of a sudden like speaking like English is her second language? She's, you know, like all of a sudden she sounds like Paulo Costa. You're like, look. Paulo Costa's awesome, okay? He's obviously awesome. But a thin understanding of how adjectives and, nouns and all of these things kind of, fit together is understandable if your first language is Portuguese and you just started learning English like 2 years ago. It's really not that cool if you spoke fluent English your whole life and now your English is deteriorating, because that's weird. Because it obviously hasn't deteriorated, which means you're doing it on purpose, which is super phony and weird. The reason people like this channel is because I'm vomiting authenticity all the time. That's all I've got to offer. Someone was asking me today, I've been thinking about doing a YouTube channel. I think my knowledge base is the same as yours. I was like, bruh. Do you want to know how many people have a better UFC knowledge than me? Like, just in terms of like knowledge? And I don't even know what that means. Are you talking trivia? You talking about like history of fighting? You talking technique? What are we talking about? Okay. What I can offer is authenticity and charisma on camera. Okay. People respond to authentic people. They don't like phony people. They hate when people are being fake. They can't stand it. And usually you have to kind of like get under the surface, or at least like kind of, describe. I can't put my finger on it. They're just kind of phony, man. Like I can't put my finger on it. There's something phony about that guy. I just feel like he's not really, like saying what he actually thinks. I can't think of a more obvious thing to like just destroy your authenticity than to have millions of videos out of you like, hello. Yes, I decided to go to Goldman Sachs because I thought that it's the best financial institution in the United States. And I wanted to align with a deep history of financial instruments being used in a positive way for society. And then you're like, oh, hey, let's check in on that guy. He's all, is taxi drop me Empire State, building? You're all, what are you doing, dude? This is either dementia or the weirdest fucking act ever. So, here's the other side of the conversation. So let's say it's not a work and she's doing this on her own. Like this is her being her authentic self. Here's the thing I don't think people actually have considered. Okay? If she is like that level of impressionable or like she's all, the person I am is whatever I decide I am. She's decided that motherfuckers from Brazil are a lot cooler than the people in fucking United States. She's like, yeah, I go to Brazil and I train with these Portuguese dudes, these Brazilian guys speaking Portuguese. And then I train in the United States and, I had to decide, who do I want to be? And I decided they're so much fucking cooler than these Americans. I'm just going to speak broken English like them to make sure that everyone knows I'm with them, not with these fucking candy ass pussies in the United States. So again, this whole video is just me giving her the benefit of the doubt, right? Where it's like, you got two options that make sense to me. One is it's an act. And that is that's a total pass for me. Like, and I mean like a pass, like no one's throwing any rocks at her if it's just a character. It's a stupid fucking character that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And whose ever idea it was, a translator, when she speaks English, what the fuck? Like, what the? It has to be an act. Her fucking dad's there, dude. I just don't understand the logic. Like, I will just say, it was a very bizarre choice. But nonetheless, it's not her just completely pretending to not speak English for no reason. Okay. If it's the other thing, and she's like, I get so immersed in the character that I'm playing that I forget that I speak the language that I'm speaking, that's something different, right? But if the reason for that is because she's like, Americans are candy ass pussies, and I would rather people think of me as a Brazilian, since I am, for all intents and purposes, Brazilian American. Like, yeah, let's just remove all the doubt. I don't even remember how to speak your candy ass language, bitch. I'm struggling to remember how to fucking communicate with all you pussies here. Oh, gosh. What this word? Pussies. So, yeah, there's that. I've probably talked about this enough. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Go follow my Twitter and my Instagram. Peace.